Hey guys, it is currently 2:30 in the morning on April 14th, and it is finally time for another work in progress video. Today we're going to cover April 6th through the 13th, and then go from there. So on the 6th, I started with editing some videos, Camp Nano Day 4, and a Man of Darkness video. I started writing book 6 of the Carver Baxter series, which I ended up calling The Poisoning of John Doe, and I wrote 1,064 words there. And again, if things go well here, if things go as I expect them to, this will be the final book of the Carver Baxter series, which is both very exciting and very, very sad. Because initially when I started writing the very, very first rendition of the Carver Baxter series, I wanted to go all the way through Ken and Carver, or Ken and Alex's, forgot his first name, career. But I think that that's part of the problem, because it was making the books longer than they should have been for these characters. I'm okay with writing full-length novels most of the time, but these guys just seem to work better with a novella. So letting them go will be very, very sad, and I might find a way not to by doing a continuation series like I did with the Bo Austin and the Bo Austin Taylor series, but we'll see. But after that, I headed to bed, and then after waking up, I wrote 460 words in Books and Badges, edited a chapter of Letters from Madman, and that was 2,782 words there, and 352 words written down in timeline notes, and that brought my total for April 6th to 1,876 words. On the 7th, I had my doctor's appointment with the rheumatologist. I had a panic attack, a pretty bad one. I think I cried for probably about 20 minutes, and that was just the beginning of it. It was pretty terrible. I was very tired and exhausted the majority of the next, 4 days after that. I'm still feeling the overarching results of that exhaustion. My sleep schedule's messed up. I'm not sleeping very well. My insomnia seems to be even worse right now than it generally is, but I am managing, and mentally I feel much better than I did on the 7th and the few days that followed there, which is great, because initially I couldn't even say the words panic attack without tearing up, which was fun. But yeah, it was not a good day. But before the specialist appointment and the panic attack, I did work on Graham and Z, but I have the specialist appointment written down first. But in Graham I wrote 264 words, and I wrote 262 words in the Voice the Wild Places Z. We left around noon, we got back around 7 p.m., and then I headed to bed and woke up after midnight, so I did no more writing that day. But I wrote 526 words on April 7th before we left that day, so that was something. On April 8th, I edited 2 Camp Nano videos, wrote 230 words in Pittman's Legend, and that was all that I wrote that day. Headed to bed, woke up around 4:45, and I had a huge headache, primarily from the day before, so again, that was all that I did, so 230 words was all that I wrote on April 8th. On the 9th, I slept through the first 4 hours of the morning. Wrote 228 words in King of Darkness, 152 words in a new zombie story, which is currently just being called Untitled Zombie. Lost internet around 4 p.m., which I think was a little after I went to sleep, because again, I was exhausted. I slept through it. No, I went to bed on time that day. I went to bed at 9:30 like I normally do. And then I woke up a little bit after the internet went out, saw that the internet was out, and went back to sleep. But apparently that day someone had supposedly been digging and had dug through the internet cable in the ground or something, and had knocked out the internet for 5 of the surrounding towns here. GG, first of all. But I wrote 380 words that day, which again was just between King of Darkness and the new zombie story. On April 10th, we still didn't have internet, so I was very leery of switching stories, because if they're not synced on my tablet, I lose the progress that I wrote the last time, and I didn't want that. So I just worked on the Untitled Zombie story, and that was 2,248 words there. Still no internet as of 1:18 p.m., but I need sound to sleep, and I sleep back in my room, obviously. And the sound that I listen to is on YouTube, so I need internet. so I couldn't go to sleep. So I did nothing more than watch movies out here. I took like maybe half an hour to an hour nap at some point during one of those movies. And the internet came back around 4 p.m., which is when I finally went to bed, and I slept until about midnight, so no more writing. So the 2,248 words in Untitled Zombie were the only words that I wrote for April 10th. On April 11th, I wrote 986 words in The Gang War, live streamed Days Gone for a little over an hour, edited 2 Camp Nano videos, wrote 892 words in Thundering Hooves, headed to bed around 9:45, couldn't sleep comfortably, so I managed until about 11:30 and gave up on sleep, came back out here, wrote 1,826 words in TE, and I would assume went to sleep at some point, and I think, because I woke up at 11:30 a.m. I wasn't asleep for very long. And I think I went to bed sometime later in the afternoon and probably woke up after midnight. But I wrote 3,704 words for April 11th. On the 12th, I wrote 890 words in TFL, was unreasonably exhausted, and slept for an hour and a half around 4 a.m., wrote 1,370 words in PRV, 1,298 in The Poisoning of John Doe, 492 in Books and Badges, headed to bed a little after 4 p.m., up around 1 a.m. on day 13, so I wrote no more for day 12, which brought my total for April 12th to 4,050 words. April 13th, which is our last day for this video, I edited several chapters of Letters from Madman. I don't have the exact number written down here, but that was 7,734 words, and I took 1,224 words in notes for that book, for the developmental edits. I wrote 234 words in Graham, 150 in Voice of Wild Places Z, 526 in Pittman's Legend Valiant Fighter, headed to bed on time, around 9:45, slept like garbage, I'll be honest with you. My dog woke me up a couple times, phone calls woke me up a couple times, even though I don't have the sound on my phone, it's just on vibrate. And outside of that, I was just uncomfortable, I was cold, I could not sleep, I was stiff, I was sore, I was in pain, I had a headache, I just could not, for the life of me, go to sleep. So I think I'm running on maybe an hour of sleep, maybe 2 at a maximum. But you know, I'm managing. I'm not tired yet, so I guess this is just my life right now. I wrote 156 words in King of Darkness, 330 in Untitled Zombie, and that brought my total for April 13th to 2,620 words, and my total for the month so far to 31,938 words. Overall, I am happy with the progress that I have been making as of late. Despite the pretty big anxiety, panic attack related incident earlier in the week, I made a lot of progress that I'm very happy with. I'm happy with pretty much everything that I wrote the last several days, last week or so. I don't know how long it's been. But either way, I'm happy with it, which I think is a good thing. I've started 2 new books for, you know, the days leading up to this video, and I'm happy with the way both of them are going. I'm so far still pleased with the way the zombie novel, or novella, I don't know yet, is going, which I think is good. Generally, I don't get very far in those zombie books before I'm like, oh, gross, I hate this sucks. But we'll give it until I get to 10,000 words before I decide if I still like it or not. But as it stands, I'm enjoying writing it. I think it's... I like the way this one starts. It doesn't start before the apocalypse, it starts a couple weeks, if not a month into it. I don't know for certain. I don't have dates written down or anything like that quite yet, but we will get there. So, I've started my notebook page for April 14th, so I will see you again when this page and this page are full. But that is all that I have for the 6th. The 6th through the 13th. I hope your April is going well so far. I hope it continues to go well, and if it hasn't been great so far, I hope it gets much better. But that is all that I have for this particular work in progress video. If you enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated, and if you'd like to stay updated on my writing, my editing, the gaming videos I upload roughly every Friday, currently Camp Nano, or anything that I do on the channel in between, feel free to subscribe. I'll have links to my authors pages, as well as links to my social media in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.